All right, so I wanted to talk about this. I got done watching Edward Anderson's latest video, and let me say this, okay? Because the issue is not really the women, okay? It's not really the women. Why in Black YouTube have all these women been able to come on who have compromised Black YouTube and compromised the actual original message? Okay, he talked about, okay, Tariq Nasheed, Boyce Watkins, okay, and he talked about, the video with Cynthia G talking to the white dude and all that. And my thing is this, is that Edward Anderson tries to pathologize this stuff and try to make it look like the black woman is this separate entity and she's just in her sisterhood and she's just against the black man and the black man can't protect her and there ain't nothing you can do. And okay, fuck all that. Throw all that out of the window because that's not true. Okay? What the problem is this, okay? Not Edward, Tariq Nasheed, Boyce Watkins, okay? Why did Boyce Watkins have Cynthia G on her stuff back in the day? Why did Tariq Nasheed bring Cynthia G onto her stuff? And one of the things that I have said is that the problem with these guys, while they get into this trouble, okay, and Cynthia G went and gave, Tariq's address to some white dude, and the white dude swatted Tariq's house and had to, but the police and called in a fake bomb threat and had the police and stuff coming out there, and Cynthia G did that shit. I remember that shit. She did that. She was responsible. Okay. And how come no one investigated? How come she ain't faced no charges or anything for endangerment or anything like that? Okay, Cynthia did that. The problem with these guys create this shit. Okay, Boyce Watkins, Tariq, they create this. I'm gonna explain to you why. The reason they get themselves into this shit with these women is because these guys had big old platforms. Okay, Tariq Nasheed had a big old platform, a radio program, and all. Same thing with Boyce Watkins. He had a big old platform with thousands of subscribers and a business class, and all that. Okay, the reason is because for some reason, and I don't know why, these guys saw fit to allow loser people with nothing to be on their platform. And I don't know why they did this. Okay, Cynthia G lives in a fucking apartment. She's been living in an apartment the whole time she's been on YouTube. She's been on YouTube since what, 2015? So it's what, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, well, almost 7 years Cynthia G been on here. And whenever you see a video where she's on camera, she's sitting in an apartment. She don't even have a house. I don't even believe she even owns that apartment. And in certain videos I've seen her in the past, she not even in, she just sitting in one room. Look like she in one room in somebody's house. She done rented out a room in some damn body's house. And she got the door closed behind her. And she's just sitting in a room. Okay? And I said this, the manosphere needs to get smarter about the people and the women they bring on. You cannot bring on these women who have no man, no stability in their life, no house, no business, no children, nothing that actually ties them to and invests them into the community. You cannot bring these women on and put them up high on your platforms and like exalt them. You cannot do that. Y'all created this. Why are you bringing somebody onto your platform and exalting this person as someone who should be listened to when this person doesn't even have a house, or doesn't even have a car, doesn't even have a business, doesn't have a man, has nothing? All they got to do is just come on and say, I'm pro-black. I'm pro-black, black power, and that's all it takes, and y'all put them on y'all shit? You see what I mean? They create this shit. Tariq got a whole women, a whole, family, kids, and all that. Tariq gave this woman access to endanger his whole fucking family, bro. That's the dumbass. That's big. When that shit happened to Tariq, that's why I don't watch Tariq no more. I said, this nigga got caught slipping like that. He supposed to be a street dude. Tariq is supposed to be a former street dude. Former street dude. Former hustler. Okay, former, he said he had well, I'm not going to say all that, but he said he was doing he didn't say he was doing the pimp thing. He said he was hanging out with the niggas who was doing the pimp thing. Okay? That's what he said. All right, so you supposed to be a former street dude. So your head is definitely supposed to be on a swivel. Okay, I grew up in the suburbs, but I got a little street in me. Okay, at least I know when I go through areas, I know at least to have my head on a swivel and to be aware of my surroundings, to be, you know what I mean? I know not to give nobody access to my fucking ass. Especially not no dubious person that has no proven accomplishments or anything, or nothing in their life to. I know not to do that, and I'm a suburban nigga. So how these guys supposedly street dude, Tariq supposed to be a street dude, he gave this woman enough access to fuck his life up like that? Had him had his women pulled out of the house, his kids pulled out of the house. It was all on the news and shit. It was white boys that did that shit, and they said that, and I remember the shit too. They said that whoever called in the cops to us, the SWAT team to his house, they said that the person had a British accent. What does that tell you? That's what they said. I remember that shit. Okay, and plus Tariq was, at the time, he was also getting into it with the little white boys and stuff that was gamers and stuff at the time. I never understood that. Okay, how did you give this woman access to you like that? Should have never have happened. It should have never have happened. Okay, Boyce Watkins had her on his shit, and this chick is a loser. Why is Boyce Watkins the fucking, the black business boot camp and all that? How do you have a loser? Cynthia G didn't have no fucking business. If you are supposed to be the leader of the black business boot camp, I mean, you're supposed to only be bringing black people on your show that own businesses, or who do something involving business, or he could have went and found a chick that do taxes and stuff and had her come on a couple hours and talk about taxes. He could have went and found a sister. He probably could have found a fine ass sister doing that, because them fine chicks that be liking to work with money and stuff. And like to go into accounting and shit. He could have easily went and found some fine ass chick to come on and talk about that. But you go and get her busted raggedy ass and had her all on your shit for what? For some reason, back in 2015, 2016, okay, it was Tariq Nasheed, Boyce Watkins, and a few others. For some reason, they saw fit to allow loser women, and they allowed these loser, non-accomplished, no family, no man having, no kids having, fucking bonnet wearing ass chicks onto their stuff. For some reason, they saw the need to do that. And I'll never figure out why, because these guys were supposed to have been, they're supposed to have been up there. It should have been easy for Boyce Watkins to go and find somebody who was accomplished and business minded to come and bring that person on his show. That should have been easy. And then people are saying, well, they brought them on because of views. That's bullshit, because Cynthia G didn't have no views before she got on Boyce Watkins. And then even after she got on Boyce Watkins, it's not like Boyce Watkins' views significantly went up. His views have gone up, exponentially over time, but he didn't have no big spike. That's because he had Cynthia G up there. So ask yourself, why was she up there? For what? You can't have niggas on your shit that have nothing to offer, man. You can't, when I get my shit rolling and I really get serious about my YouTube channel, you're not going to see me with losers on my stuff with nothing to offer. I'm only going to have people on there who are business minded and own companies and do taxes and own trucking companies, and that's the only people I'm gonna have on my shit. Own their own radio shows and stuff and sell products. That's the only people I'm gonna have on my shit. I'm not even gonna let people on my shit that have good jobs. You can't have a good job. You need to have a good job and a side business too. And some kind of LLC or something. I don't even want niggas on my shit who are just employees. That's how I feel like. So how are these niggas big, YouTubers, and they let that shit happen? Tariq let that shit compromise his. I know Tariq's women had to be furious with that shit. I know she had to be furious. She said, this nigga done got me fucked up and got my kid, police at the house pointing guns at the kids. I know she probably cussed his ass out real good that night. He probably didn't get no pussy for a couple months like that. He didn't let that shit happen off some YouTube shit. Why did y'all have her up there? To begin, why did these guys? Because the way she looks, she's not fine. Cynthia G is not fine. You gotta be a depraved motherfucker to think Cynthia G is fine. You gotta be you know what I mean? It's black people love to put people up there with no substance, and that's literally killing black folks. It's killing their channels. It's killing the whole space. Cynthia G is a rotting cancer who has been allowed to fester, and y'all let this chick do what she did. Y'all gave her access to do what she did. Let her dox y'all and let her, you know what I mean? Y'all gave her access to do that. That's not her fault, that's your fault. You know what I mean? And that's what these guys have done. So it ain't all that stuff all that babble Edward Anderson be talking about the women, and the women have their own flag, and okay, where is the black women's flag at? Can you show it to me? Can you show a picture of it to me? Are they represented in the United Nations? Do black American women have representation in the United Nations? Huh? Do they? Because if they do, I'd like to see the documentation of it. Otherwise, stop saying goofy shit like that. Y'all create this shit. Y'all have created this shit for years, man. Y'all gotta stop letting these losers and shit on y'all platforms. Y'all gotta stop doing that shit. Because that's what's fucking y'all up. That's what's fucking a lot of niggas is ended up dead behind this shit, man. Feds and shit coming to their house and shit. And why? For what? Get the likes up. Let me know what y'all think.